What's going on, football fans? Welcome back to the second episode of the Eagles draft recap here, going through the players that the Eagles selected in the 2023 NFL draft. And we made it to Nolan Smith at 30th overall. Maybe one of the biggest deals of the draft. At least that's what I thought when they made that pick. I couldn't believe that he was just sliding all the way down to the Eagles. And after going through the tape, it just re-emphasized what my initial feelings were about Nolan Smith. This man is unbelievable. He was the top recruit coming out of high school in 2019. We call him Mr. 6 to 1030. I don't know if that is something we actually call him, but we should. I mean, these numbers are absolutely insane. He's built like a linebacker. He's 6'2", he's 240 pounds, but athleticism off the charts. He ran a 40-yard dash of 4.39. 4.39 at 238 to be precise pound, and he jumped 41.5 vertical. He jumped 128 broad jump. Look at this spider chart. I mean, it's absurd. It's bonkers. So, of course, with a guy like him, from the edge perspective, from an edge angle, he is more undersized into the undersized role. For a linebacker, he is built extremely well, and while we're not saying, when we're saying comparisons, we're not saying this player is this NFL player, but you can think of him and you can think a little bit of Micah Parsons in the way that he came out, that, you know, you're talking about a really, like a very super gifted athlete who just is a natural at shedding blocks, basically. So Nolan Smith can play off-ball linebacker. Actually, he dropped a ton into coverage. He had one of the highest pass rush win rates of 22.1, I believe, in college, which ranks right up there with the best of them. And he was super productive against the run. And of course, that's what you're thinking when you're going to get to a guy of his size. That's something that we're going to be looking at in the tape. So, without further ado, let us get right to the tape here of Nolan Smith, Eagles 30th overall pick here. So to begin with, we're going to see him here against Clemson. He's going to be lined up right here on the outside in that 7 technique, so just wider than the 5 technique, where you're right outside of the tackle here. They're going to be running a power. So we've got 2 pullers coming to that side, to Nolan Smith's side, and what we're looking for on plays like this is the physicality of a guy of his size. Can he stand up those guards when they're pulling to the opposite side? Because if he gets smothered right here, if he's getting blown out the way, that leaves a clear opening right there. But because he's so physical in his engage right here with the guard, he's taking away that entire gap right here. So he's squeezing inside, preparing for contact, and then limiting that gap both to the inside while being able to keep his outside contained. That's the next important thing. How quick is he at disengaging with the guard and then being in a position to make a tackle? And he is right there. Now, Jordan Davis, of course, the one coming in there making the tackle on him, so doesn't need to. But we see him in position to be able to make that play. A win for Nolan. Next up right here, see him right against, this is against zone. So we are on a zone to the right side right here. So the right tackle at that point, he's just thinking go. He's thinking I'm gonna shoot right up to Nolan Smith right there. He's my responsibility. He takes a little bit of a wide ankle, the tackle here does, and Nolan obliterates that. He takes a really good punch right here, good hand placement right in the chest, and attacks him with leverage and power, good hip explosion. We see that hip explosion at the combine, the broad jump and the vertical jump, hip explosion. Now we see it on tape here. Boom. Transferring speed into power, standing up the right tackle, coming in there and making the tackle right at the line of scrimmage. Against Alabama right here. Again, here, power. 70 is going to be pulling. This time, he's going to be wrong-arming it. Why do we see sometimes that he takes one arm, one shoulder, the inside shoulder, the outside shoulder? That's a matter of how they're playing it scheme-wise. So if he's going to be attacking with inside shoulder, it's because he's the force player. He's the one most to the outside, so he has to take anything that bounces out. Here, he's going to be wrong-arming it, so he's attacking with his outside shoulder. Notice that here on the guard. That's because he needs to have the inside gap of that guy. He doesn't make the play right here, but we see that physicality again as he's coming in there. Boom. Stand up 70, be in a position to make a tackle afterwards if he's in your gap. Another win for Nolan. All right, here. This is a little bit around that 6 technique. You can imagine if you have a guy right in front of you right here, that will be where he is. So not exactly 5. Again, power. Guard is going to be pulling from the opposite side here. Look at that engage. That is textbook. And then they disengage right after, so he's able to come in there and contribute on the play. We see that bend. We see that flexibility of him. He's not the biggest guy, so he's going to have to win with explosiveness and technique. We see that. He's super fast. Look at the acceleration right before he makes the contact with the lineman. Boom. And then disengage right after, like we talked about before. Got to be able to get off of that block, get in control, assist in on the tackle. Right here. Light up this time wide. So he's all the way to the outside here. For all intents and purposes, we can call this wide 9. It's actually not. It's more of a 7. Because if you imagine we had a tight end right here, it would be to the outside of that guy. So here, we see the explosiveness on the stunts inside. That's the thing about Nolan Smith. He's not scheme-specific in the way that you could only use him to set the edge. Like, we've seen him now take on pullers in the power running game. Now we also see him on these stunts. Because that's something that Georgia ran a lot of here. They'll be able to stunt to the inside. So what they're basically doing at that point is they're sending an extra blitzer off the edge. We don't need an extra guy in that gap, so Nolan's got to be stunting inside. That's where he has a force. Look at that. He's all the way here to the 7 technique. Look how fast he gets into that B gap. And then he's able to attack that with power and explosiveness. He dips his outside arm, transfers the power into the tackle, disengage immediately, and makes the tackle on the running back. That get off is insane. Look how much, like, two steps. 1 step, 2 steps, and he's all the way to the opposite side of the hash mark. Beautiful rep. Right here. Line up right across from the right tackle again. This time stunting inwards. Look at the power that he brings here. Against the guard. Oh, excuse me. They're running a trap here, so it's against the center. Actually, it comes inside there. So the guard is going to be down blocking the defensive tackle. 71 comes out. Boom. Meet him in the backfield. Shove everything. Move the line of scrimmage. Make it easier for everybody else. Boom. Nice power. That's what we want to see. When you got a guy of his size, is he able to actually transfer and play his size and his speed and create power off of that? Again, the inside stunt here. Look how fast he is of getting in. 1 step in, low center of gravity, and use your speed to take on both shoulders here of both the right tackle and the right guard, and still come in the backfield and meet the running back there. Strong play. This is play you don't see from some of the bigger guys in this draft class, because they're just too slow to get there. So the offensive line has more time to set up in a position where they can actually, get a proper block in on them. But when you have this speed here, you set yourself up for success, and you basically you take away the positioning of the offensive lineman before you even make the contact. And then here, tight ends. So against more mobile blockers right here, how is he going to handle that? Well, I don't know. I don't even know what this attempt is from the tight end, but I mean, Nolan just smothers that. Pushes him aside, gets good, sets his feet up afterwards, has a good base right here, make a tackle for loss. Easy stuff. Easy stuff. Again, right here, this is a big one. This is a big rep. This is against Evan Neal. So the Giants' first-round pick, it was the left tackle for Alabama before Tyler Steen, the Eagles' third-round pick. So here, against Evan Neal, good hand placement right there in the chest. Get low center of gravity and then push-pull. So he's able to keep, he maintains his balance right here. Doesn't get pushed too much back from Evan. And then push-pull as soon as he sees the running back declare. Come in there and assist on the tackle. Hand placement, bend, push-pull, and then get in there. See it again here. This time from the box view. Hand placement. Lean a little bit down, so you're using more of an angle to create some of that power to withstand the pressure from Evan. Get in there on the tackle. Right here from the opposite side. This is just a zone blocking scheme. This is a zone to the right side. He's using his speed and explosiveness, that first step that he has, to his advantage. He reads immediately. Right here, all right, it's zone. We got RPO for the offense right here, so this could as well have been a run. Bryce Young reads. He decides to throw it instead. Look at how fast he goes inside of the tackle right here. Beats him immediately, right there to make the tackle for loss if Bryce was to hand it off to the running back. Right, down here. Opposite side now. Takes on 2 blockers right here. We got the tight end and we got the wing basically. Both making contact with Nolan. He smothers that. This is all just pure power. There's no finesse and bending or anything like that. That's just pure power. All right, so we've seen physically taking on guards. We've seen these quick inside moves where he basically just beats the block with speed, reads the line well. Now we also see, all right, how do you use the hands? How do you work with the hands against this as well? So all the push-pull against Evan Neal, that's nice. All right, so we got here against the left tackle. Left tackle actually look at how he squats down right here. This is just like, he's trying to forklift him, that left tackle is. Meets him right, head on, but then immediately he throws away the inside hand there of the left tackle. And he's beat. And he has that inside contain. Boom, swipe, and then he's to the inside. Has control of his gap right there. Good stuff. All right, to the top. We got a zone, we got a split zone here. And again, it's kind of the same guy right here. This time he goes to the outside instead. Basically just swipes away the hands of 51 here to begin with. Before we saw him engage and then go on the inside. This time his gap is more predetermined. We know this because he does not respect the inside gap. He knows he has a guy there. Here he just swipes away the hands immediately. Comes in and makes the tackle right afterwards. Quick swipe, clear, make a tackle. Good stuff. Right, so this time lined up in the 5 tech. So right outside the right tackle right here, still has the tight end on him. Again, don't put tight ends on Nolan Smith. He'll shove them away. He'll shove them away with power, or he's going to utilize his explosiveness to go inside. Here he just dips underneath it. This is just a dip of the outside shoulder, then those quick steps to get out there. Boom, comes inside, quick step, beats the tight end right off the snap here. And he reads it so well. He reads that the tackle is disappearing, so he knows, right? I'm going to get the engage from the tight end. I'm going to bend, not show the shoulder to that side, so he can't get his hands on my chest. Disengage from him, make a beautiful tackle and running back. I'll let you enjoy that. One more time. We can do it one more time here. Beautiful. All right. Oregon. Again here, this basically the same thing. This time we're going against the tackle instead. It's the same we've seen a couple times before. Look how easily he clears to the B gap here. Wide 9 this time, practically 7, but let's just call it wide 9 here. Inside, look how much space he clears with 2 steps. Boom, boom. All the way to the inside here, and then the speed to chase it down from the backside. It's against tight ends. It's against tackles. The tackle has all of the advantages in the world in that matchup right there. And he just gets beat right off the spot to begin with. 5 technique here against the right tackle. This time we get to see him set the anchor and set the edge here. Because you're not always going to be able to just beat him with speed to begin with. So it's important that we get to see him actually bend here and continuously drive his feet in the ground to set the edge on plays like this. So here on an outside zone, they're trying to seal off as much as possible. Nolan gets good hand placement on the right tackle, right there in the chest. He sets his feet in the ground. He keeps an angle. He keeps bending so he can deliver more force into the player. Then as soon as the running back declares, this is how you know that he's in full control. Because as soon as the running back declares to the inside, he push-pull, so he's able to disengage on the block. Here, he's lined up to the outside, all the way out to the out. And we got the split zone right here. So he's going to be bending inside of that wing who's going to come to that side. Wing right here, 45 is going to be coming. Makes the contact there. He bends underneath it, gets skinny, and then go upfield. Make a tackle there for loss. Good stuff. Again here, to the outside. Oh, this is, we can call this wide 9. I mean, this is all the way out the box. But still, doesn't make the tackle right here. But this is more, that more goes to show that insane first step and explosiveness that he has on these steps in the running game. Look how smooth it looks. One step in, and then he gathers his feet, so he's able to kind of shuffle over the tackle there. And when he dips his shoulder, because that way he has more balance, more control of his feet when he's going on the inside there. Good stuff. Right here. The next thing I want to show you a little bit about is Nolan Smith is more like the modern day NFL edge rusher. We see more and more quarterbacks coming into the league, more athletic. Justin Fields, Jalen Hurts, Patrick Mahomes can run around. Josh Allen can run around. See Bryce Young coming in. He has good mobility as well. More of these modern NFL edge rushers got to be able to chase down a quarterback, because if they get a lane and they start running out there, it's over. The Eagles' offense lived off RPO. Zone read and read option plays are still a very big deal here, heading into this next season. And that's where a guy like Nolan Smith is invaluable to have, because he eliminates that whole element of the offense. Because look at here, he's going to go on the pass rush here. He actually gets a pretty good rush on the right tackle. Pocket collapses. Bryce Young panics and he tries to escape out. Nolan closes that immediately. Perfect angle right here. This is called the banana angle. So he's going to chase this inside out, a little bit of an angle, make sure that there's no cutback lane. Terrific. Uses all of that athleticism to negate that scramble. Same thing right here. Has he engaged on the right tackle, reads that the quarterback is going to be scrambling out. I believe it's Bo Nix, I'm not quite sure. He goes out, easily chased down, throws the ball away. Same thing here again. Actually, the one thing I want to highlight here is look at how he's attacking the right tackle's hands. When he gets that first push right in the chest of the right tackle, and right after that, look at his outside hand, swiping away that outside arm of the right tackle. Gets him out of balance. He chases this all the way down. This is a weapon. This is really, really great to have, because it just allows your defense to do so much more when you're playing against mobile QBs like Lamar Jackson. He can go toe to toe with Lamar Jackson in a sprint. And we got one more of it right here. This is basically just how he's, again, like I talked about, these read option plays where you're going to be reading on the defensive end and what he's going to do. He's so fast that if the tackle doesn't, like if nobody's going to be blocking him, he's all the way in the backfield to the point where he can read everything right here. If he reads the running back has the ball, he can still chase this down from the backside and get the tackle before he's at the line of scrimmage, or even at that point, so it's a minimal gain. Quarterback doesn't do anything too wrong here. He's just going up against a superior athlete, Nolan Smith, that can track these things down. No problem at all. Same thing here. Speed option. Sprint out here with the pitch option. He's able to just stand here. Quarterback makes the correct read. Nolan is right in the face of the quarterback, so the right read here, pitch it off to the running back, let him run. Thing is, Nolan Smith makes this tackle after 1 yard gain. Got the same ring right here. You see him right there in that gap. Comes out, makes the tackle there. So really, I mean, he is super effective against these type of plays here. There you get to see it this time where he's actually where the ball is being given off. Bryce is reading on Nolan. He reads that Nolan is standing, that he's dropping the anchor right here, and basically reading off on Bryce. So this is the right read. Give it off to the running back. Problem is, Nolan is really he's super fast. He can close in on this. He just shuffles along the line, makes the tackle at the line of scrimmage. I mean, even in a position like this, where he's lined up basically in an apex, so he's splitting the outmost lineman right here, so the left tackle, and then to the wide receiver side. So he's basically going to read this from a disadvantaged position to begin with, because he's so far away from the line of scrimmage. So he's reading everything from the outside in. He's in a perfect position to play the quarterback if he's supposed to keep the ball on this play right here. he still explodes in and makes the tackle here for about 3 yards, despite being in a very poor position scheme-wise to against that play. All right, so now let's look at the pass rush. And we've now established that Nolan plays much bigger than he is actually supposed to by combining athletic bend and technique. We've seen that his athleticism allows him to really negate, to a large extent, read option plays, sprint outs, rollouts, and scrambles. He can cover all of that. So now we want to see what can you do as a pass rusher. Like I said, he wasn't asked to do a lot of pass rushing, so there's a far away in between these pass rush reps. Of course, in every pass rush rep, there are screens, there are quick passes that we really don't get to see anything. So had to do a lot of digging to get to this here. One of the first things that stands out is his athleticism just continues to shine, and relentless pursuit of the quarterback. And he makes movements look so damn easy. I mean, and fluid. Nothing seems forced in any way. Nothing seems rigid. Right here, he's being chip blocked by the tight end. So he's trying to get in there. And first, we always see they get these chip shoulders here on the defensive ends. Usually stalls their entire pass rush. Sometimes even knocks them on their back because they don't expect to get that contact. We see that dip again. We've seen the dip a couple times right now where he is going to be getting away from these blockers in the run game, and how well he can dip his shoulder to not get contact, and then utilize that to just continue moving forward. And then he transitions that seamlessly into a beautiful pass rush right here. He's swiping away the hands of 62. So when he's coming in, he swipes away here. Two-hand swipe to begin with. He finishes off with that swim move across it. So swipe, swim, and then bend underneath right here. Bend with that inside shoulder, come in and get the hit on the quarterback. Now this isn't something that will show up in the stat sheet. But this is basically a double team that Nolan just beats within seconds. Phenomenal technique on a pass rush rep like that. This time against Alabama, lined up in that wide technique again. We see that speed rush ability, first step, quickness, beautiful. Gets off quickly. This again the two-hand swipe we see right here against the right tackle. Swipe the hands away. Could use a little bit more bend right here, but this is so close to a forced fumble on Bryce Young. So this is one of the things that you could be working on the next level, because we know he can bend. He just needs to be able to trust the coordination between his swipe, outside plant, and then get the bend underneath it right here. I think he's a little bit discoordinated with his feet right here. If this was perfect, he would be playing his outside. Right now he's planting his inside leg. If he was to plant his outside leg right here, he'll be able to just bend extreme upfield. But he gets the edge, he gets the hit on the quarterback, the ball falls incomplete. So that's a win for Nolan Smith again. That swipe to the edge. See it again right here. This is just more seamless at this point. Utilizes that the left tackle he was launching for him. Easy rep. Left tackle is launching, you just swipe the hands away, and you get the clear path to the edge. Now needs to finish this play. Could have gotten the sack right here. Needs to finish. It's a minor thing. We want to see that he's able to win against the block. The sacks will come here. Just got to be a little bit more control. That's easy coachable. That's easy stuff. Break down a little bit, and you'll get it. Sometimes you miss. It's what it is. We saw what we needed to in that rep. Here against 51, though, we saw him dominate a couple times in the running game earlier in the video already. Again here, working with the hands. Get the contact there on the chest of him. I think he's reading a little bit on the play action right here. That's why he's not committing fully to the pass rush yet. And then here, swipe away the hand, the inside hand, the outside hand there, 51. Rip across with the inside hand, then bend underneath it. Could have a little bit better bend. Could have right there. We know he can do it. We know he has the athleticism to do it. And also just Jalen Carter absolutely smothers everybody in the middle here, and that gets the sack. But so that's nice to see, because he's also an Eagle. But Nolan Smith, really good rep here as well. Good coordination of the hands to win the edge, and would be able to cut in there and probably get a hurry, if not a QB hit on Will Levis, if not Jalen Carter had already been there. Here, wide 9 against 75. Again, this time we're seeing a little bit of a variation here on the edge rush. That's what we like to see. We like to see multiple ways of beating the guy in front of you. This right here, we get to see the one-arm stab. So he stabs with his inside arm here to kind of generate some power on his edge rush. Then he's able to dip that hand afterwards, come in dipping off the edge, and then getting the hit on the quarterback there. So you see one arm stab. He still has that arm on right here. Then as soon as when you're leaning into him with that arm, the offensive lineman is going to be leaning his chest into that arm, because if he doesn't, he's going to get driven back by it, and then he loses anyway. And if he does lean into it, when you move away the hand right there, you can see it actually. When he takes away the hand, the offensive line, he goes forward a little bit. And when he goes forward, that's when you have your chance to bend the edge and then go in there and get the sack. Whoops, bend underneath. Beautiful rep. I'll let you show that here without any pausing. That's a terrific rep to watch. Nice. All right. Good to see it here as well. Bend underneath. And there again. All right. Against Oregon. This is just unfair. Swipe. Because this is something you can do when you're going up against a tackle that is slow. And if you're this explosive and has a get-off and first-step quickness and can take these long strides like Nolan Smith can, he can get so much more upfield than the offensive tackle even can at this point. Offensive tackle can turn his hips right here. All Nolan has to do is just swipe away the hands right here and then bend underneath it. Whoops. And go in there. Again, it's checked down. It's not a sack, but he wins the rep within a second. And might as well have been a sack right here. So, again, we don't see it on the stat sheet. We don't care. We see the technique. We see he's got it under control. He got that edge rushing ability. It's fine. Here, 5 technique. We get to see him a little bit more work in here. All right, this isn't... So here we're not in a coordinated pass rush in any way. We're stunting here. So we're utilizing Nolan's ability to, as an athlete, of going inside. So basically, it's a tick game. Inside guy, defensive tackle here goes out first. Nolan's going to come in behind it. He gets met immediately by 56. Like we saw in the tight end rep where he's getting doubled, we just see him in seamless transition from one move to the other. So he meets 56 right here, immediately goes outside and swipes away the hands. So he goes inside on the stunt, meets the guy, swipe away him, go inside, and then he meets the right guard right afterwards. So he's essentially getting doubled again here. Even at that point, he continues to work. Swipe away 56. First go inside of 55, then go out. Continuously working, making these transitions seem seamless. Again here, getting the edge against the right tackle. Really like the rep. Really like the rep. This is what it looks like when we're going against a guy who is a little bit more athletic than what we were seeing in that Oregon video, where this right tackle here is getting a lot better depth in his kick steps, so he's meeting him a little bit more head on. Good job here, leaning into him, give him that inside shoulder, extend the arms, and then swipe over at the top of the rush. So see here, engage contact, lean, swipe over, and then bend. Bryce escapes out the pocket. Good for him. Otherwise, sack city. So again, doesn't show up in the stat sheet. We saw he can win the edge on that play. Same thing goes right here. I believe we got the edge rush here as well. Yep, we do so. Same technique. I actually believe it's the same game. Establish the contact. Hands placed right in the chest. Threaten the edge. And as soon as you're coming out here, you can push, pull. You can swim across. We've seen him do different things here. One arm stab into a dip. We see him do different kind of things here off of the edge to win that pass rush. Good rep here as well. Wins the edge, doesn't show up in the stat sheet. See it again right here to the outside. So on your right side of your screen, just from a different angle, that push-pull right here. So when he's coming up, establish contact, push-pull, and then bend. Gets held a little bit there either. Gets held there also. So here, 7 technique. Same thing. Beautiful working. He had the right tackle's number in this game. Upfield, establish contact, and then this time he's just driving. Doesn't get the swim move in. I don't know if his arm is locked in there. We saw him before where he got the swim move in to club away the hands of the right tackle. Doesn't quite get that same club. Does matter. He bends and he continues to work against it right here. Good hand placement. Work in there. Again, Bryce escapes out the pocket. That's why it doesn't result in any production that we see. But again, he wins the edge. He does it consistently, and he has different techniques and ways to do so. Power. Power, power, power. We saw it against the run. We also like to see it here against the passing situation and as a pass rusher. Here we get to see the talk game. So Jalen Carter is going to be stunting outside. Nolan is going to be going right into that B gap. So he's going to take one step up and then explode into that B gap. Really good power that he delivers here on the right guard. Boom. And then collapse the pocket from there. Quick moves. He's so sudden in his movement as he's going inside. He delivers such power into the guard. If he doesn't see him coming, I don't care what percentile he is in weight and height and all that. When he is exploding with that kind of speed right into the chest of the guard, there's going to be some force delivered, and we know that he's a strong dude. Same thing right here. Inside move, quick twitch ability. Boom, comes inside here. That step, one step upfield, the tackle sets, he sees that opening, goes inside, flushes the quarterback out the pocket, and then the effort afterwards to scramble after it. Right here. You see that speed as he's chasing him to the outside, has to go around the offensive line right there at the end as well. Right here, everybody's getting pushed back, so he can't take the same lane as the quarterback, still goes after it. Coming from the edge here. Wide 9 position to the right side. Get the edge again. Right. Wide 9 again here against Clemson. All the way out to the left here. We get to see more power. We get to see him transfer this speed into power. So he has that bull rush element to it as well. It can't always rely on getting the edge on every single play. Sometimes you got to be able to vary it, to mix it up. Sometimes it's got to be an inside move. Sometimes it's got to be a speed to power bull rush move. Gets that done right here. Left tackle is going to be setting up a little deep. You're going to see him a little bit here. He is threatened on the edge. He's oversetting a little bit right here. There's too big of a margin to the edge for him. Nolan reads that well. Attacks the inside shoulder, gets him out of balance. This time gets the sack on him. Same thing right here. Wide 9 position. Speed to power. This time, the left tackle, he doesn't exactly set up too wide. He's actually in a good position to take on Nolan right here. Feet planted, a little bit high. Nolan just delivers really good power as he's got all the space here from the wide 9 to build up his speed and transfer it. Good hand placement right there in the chest. Takes away. Look at how he replaces one hand on the arm of the left tackle. Can drive him back. Power as well right here. Inside move off of 76. The left tackle here goes inside of him, works into the guard. That's going to allow the defensive tackle to stand outside as well. He occupies both guys. They get rid of the ball quickly. Never becomes a sack-threatening situation, but the quarterback definitely feels the pressure and has to get rid of it. So here we see Nolan moving 2 guys off the line. Good placement of 76. Gets him all the way out of balance. 72 has to come in there and splits both of them. Good rep as well. Again, wide 9 here, right side. So here we see a little bit of a counter. Going to go to the edge this time, all the way to the edge. Then he's going to one arm extend the outside arm here. Excuse me, inside arm on the left tackle. That's going to displace him. He utilizes that momentum to get the inside of the tackle. Boom, swipe over and goes inside. Quarterback gets rushed out the pocket as well, so never really becomes a sack-threatening situation. Like to see him be able to kind of vary everything right here. We see so many different ways of him getting the edge and beating the tackles with edge moves, whether it be this one arm extends, whether it be counter moves, whether it be just strictly swipe, bend, swim across, explosion to get inside. I really, really, truly believe Nolan Smith can be the steal of this draft. I have no idea how this guy was available at 30. He is an extreme athlete. He shows up on tape in the run game. He shows up on tape in the pass rushing game. He has the numbers that backs it up on a percentage thing here. He had a pec injury going into after last season that kind of caught his season short. Maybe that's plays a part in it. He's fully healthy now, reportedly, so it shouldn't be an issue. I just know Eagles got a hell of a player here, and even better leader. I mean, then comes all the off the field stuff, and how he's so good with his teammates. He's a natural leader in the locker room. It's super encouraging. So that was episode number 2. Make sure to share it with all your friends. Let everybody know how Roseman killed it in this draft, and we'll get after it in the next video, trying to look at some of these third round picks that Eagles selected. See you soon.